Why did Dustin Diamond think that playing Screech ruined his future career prospects? What was the actor's biggest regret? And how did his publicist ensure that he'd be fondly remembered? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're watching ASA, the man behind the role. Dustin started acting early, landing his first small role when he was just 10 years old. Thereafter, the acting bug had definitely bitten him because as a teen, he threw himself into the world of acting. And we can't help thinking that this move was a way for the young man to escape some severe personal tragedy. When he was just 8 years old, the actor's younger brother, Ryan, passed away due to a heart condition. And the shock of this loss was compounded when, just over a decade later, Dustin's mother succumbed to breast cancer. Since then, Dustin and his father, Mark, were all that remained of the Diamond family. Thankfully, he was able to work through his grief, choosing comedy as his medium, in the hopes of making others laugh, despite being at a low point in his life. After appearing on sitcoms like It's a Living and The Wonder Years, Dustin landed his first big break with the Disney Channel comedy show called Good Morning, Miss Bliss. The show focused on the lives of a group of high school students, and in 1989, it was rebooted under a new name, Saved by the Bell. When high school becomes a career. Dustin was one of an astonishing 5,000 kids who auditioned for the role of Screech, so we have no doubt that he impressed the casting crew. And for 4 seasons, viewers were treated to the afro-sporting Dustin playing the chess-loving Screech Powers. The show was so popular that it continued while its on-screen cast attended college, for 1 season of Saved by the Bell, The College Years. And thereafter, Dustin reprised the role of Screech for another 6 years in Saved by the Bell, The New Class, which ended in 2000. But despite the obvious popularity of the show and the career opportunities that it afforded the young actor, it wasn't an easy gig. As the actor told Oprah in 2013, there was a lot of pressure involved. He explained, "The hardest thing about being a child star is giving up your childhood. You're a performer. You have to know your lines and rehearse and practice, because if you weren't funny, you could be replaced." And we're wondering if it was that prompted Dustin to try new challenges. After playing the same character for 11 years, he had no idea what to do next and found himself in a bit of a predicament. As he later admitted during an interview, "I didn't really know what I was going to do. It was hard to get work that wasn't Screech cloned stuff. I'd been working for the last 10 years, every single week, and I felt lost." So to address that feeling, the actor decided to branch out and reinvigorate his career. A new chapter or a new horror? Immediately after his decade on television, Dustin entered the world of film. Between 2000 and 2014, he appeared in 6 different films, although none of them were box office hits. So it wasn't surprising that he returned to his roots, and in 2014, the actor served as the executive producer for an autobiographical film called The Unauthorized Saved by the Bell Story. With his film career sadly failing to launch, Dustin admitted that he actually felt haunted by his time playing Screech, and blamed the role for his lackluster prospects in Hollywood. He elaborated, "How do you come off Screech and do something different? I'd audition and they'd say, 'Hey, we loved it, but we saw too much Screech in it.' Well, I can't change my bone structure. What do you want me to do?" Despite his resentment of the lack of parts coming his way, Dustin was determined to make a success of his career. However, apart from appearances in some reality TV shows like Celebrity Fit Club and Celebrity Big Brother, the actor had a really hard time finding new projects. In order to pay the bills, he tried his hands at another type of film, a sex tape. The video, oddly titled Screeched, Saved by the Smell, made headlines not only because of its unsavory connection to the show and explicit content, but also because it was later revealed that Dustin wasn't actually in it. His part was apparently played by a stunt double. And even though he admitted to not really being in the film, he did tell Oprah that it was his biggest regret in life. Sadly, after that debacle, things didn't get any better, as in 2009, the actor released his first book, called Behind the Bell, in which he painted his co-stars in a very unpleasant light, making claims of some pretty dodgy behavior when the cameras weren't rolling. And though Dustin admitted to Oprah that he was deeply embarrassed by both his sex tape and book, damage was already done. Dustin's former castmates wanted nothing to do with him. In an effort to revive his career, he had sadly done the opposite. The fallout with his ex-colleagues was so bad that he wasn't invited back to participate in any reunions, nor was he cast in the 2020 reboot. Despite apologizing to his former co-workers about the claims made in his book, Dustin's relationship with the former cast was never really what it once was, and he decided to say farewell to Saved by the Bell and the fluffy-haired Screech once and for all. Despite intending to make a career as a stand-up comedian, that's unfortunately not all he did. In 2014, he was arrested after stabbing someone in a bar fight. Though the actor claimed that it was self-defense, he was arrested for 4 months and sentenced to a fine. And less than a month after his release, Dustin was again arrested after violating his parole. A life very well lived. Despite a few slip-ups and awkward moments, Dustin Diamond lived his life to the full. Sure, he admitted that he saved his rebellious years for his 20s, which was always bound to be a recipe for disaster, but he nevertheless came to learn the importance of honesty and integrity. And those were qualities his family and friends have said he had in abundance. Despite his troubles with the law and with his career, he sincerely apologized for his behavior, and since his last arrest in 2016, was gloriously scandal-free. So when the actor admitted that he had been diagnosed with cancer early last month, fans couldn't help but feel devastated. The diagnosis came after Dustin's girlfriend, Tosh Jules, convinced the actor to go to the hospital in the first place after he found a lump in his neck one morning. At the time, Dustin was hesitant to get it checked out as he was afraid of the public attention. Eventually, Tosh drove him to the hospital herself, and the tests revealed the worst. At the time, Dustin's publicist informed the actor's fans that he was doing well, explaining Dustin is looking forward to spending more time with his girlfriend, playing his bass guitar in video games, as well as making videos for his fans on social media. However, the cancer soon spread to Dustin's lungs, and within less than a month of diagnosis, progressed rapidly. Even then, the actor's publicist confirmed that Dustin tried to find humor in the situation as a way to deal with his fear. Tragically, after undergoing only 1 round of chemotherapy, and with a second round booked, Dustin Diamond lost his battle with cancer, leaving behind his girlfriend and father. Following his passing, his representatives released a statement that was as heartwarming and honest as it was moving, showing the actor as more than just his mistakes. Part of the statement read, "He's had a history of mishaps, of unfortunate events. We want the public to understand that he was not intentionally malevolent. His actions stemmed from loss and the lack of knowledge on how to process that pain properly. We wish you knew him in the way that we did." When Dustin passed away, his girlfriend Tosh was at his side. Despite her obvious heartbreak, she informed the media that Dustin didn't suffer, and said she was at least grateful for that much. Nevertheless, the world is certainly poorer for his loss. Rest in peace, Mr. Diamond. You will be missed.